some decent stuff to discuss today. Got some movie trailers. Got a couple of guess you could say comparisons, remakes of comic stories. Halloween ended. Had all our Halloween events for our video games, and Apex with their new season. It's gonna be pretty cool. And Dune.
And
Let's not
Dune.
forget Dune.
Yes, that's another book adaptation.
Starting with these trailers though, Uncharted. No, it's been a while. I think it's come out like over a week ago, but it looks pretty good. Definitely doesn't look like, I don't know how to explain it, like a true box office hit. You know?
It looks like a supermodeling contest, honestly.
Yeah, every image was him just like.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I feel like a lot of the trailers we've been getting, most of them, there's been a handful that were actually really good. That's all it's been. Just showing us who's in the movie, the actors and actresses.
It's funny that you say
Not
that
showing
too.
anything else. Like, not showing any proof. Like, at least show us a moment, like maybe just a quick second of acting and not just them staring at the camera or past the camera. That'd be good.
It's funny because similarly, the trailers to Lightyear
Yeah.
and
was-
the Book of Boba Fett were similar, where it was very like just images of the main people.
No, I thought Lightyear was fantastic though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that
It
trailer.
looks
I thought that trailer
amazing.
was fantastic because it wasn't more so the characters like looking at them. It's more so of keeping an eye on what they were doing. It's the real life story of Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
So it was like that's kind of was the whole focus of the trailer was to show you what he was doing, to show you that it's the real life Buzz Lightyear, not
Yeah.
the toy. And I feel like Morbius did a good job of showing a little less of
Oh
the
yeah, another trailer.
still shots,
Mhm.
more of movement, action,
Yeah.
visuals.
Giving us an idea of what's going to happen in. I mean, granted, it's an origin movie.
Yeah.
But giving us an idea of what's gonna happen. Yeah, I see what you mean. Because granted, Boba Fett gave us that. The Book of Boba Fett trailer gave us that that idea too of like these are the players.
Yeah.
This is what's gonna be going down
Yeah.
in a way, or at least in the beginning when you're first starting the show.
Exactly. Yeah, Uncharted felt like still shot after still shot after still shot.
Yeah, and
Just
it's like
showing Tom Holland stand
Yeah.
there, and it's just like
and they explain, they just quickly run through the
which was
gold.
like, which was the
gold,
beginning of the
biggest
trailer,
wealth,
right?
Yeah, in the world.
The first few seconds of the trailer, and that was it.
Yeah. I don't know. Uncharted. It's hard for a lot of video games to be adapted into
Definitely.
movies. It's different. A video game, when you look at it, let's say the moments in between your gameplay. I don't know why I'm forgetting what they're called.
Your gameplay.
The cinematics,
Oh.
whatever you call it, right? If you was to go on YouTube and look up cinematics for games, most are gonna be like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. I think God of War was like 7 hours or some crazy shit like that. The average movie is 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and that's not the only the big. That's one of the big issues. Another big issue is also the fact that you're missing a big chunk of the story if you're just watching cinematics. So much happens
Exactly.
in between
In
cinematics.
In your gameplay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you get so much information, so much character progression, plot progression, like while you're playing.
Yeah.
So it's like it's gonna be kind of difficult to incorporate that, especially when gameplay is mostly just walking around.
Yeah. Yeah. Fighting and hitting
Nothing really
things,
happening.
climbing, yeah.
You're just walking around.
Except for God
it's
of
funny.
War, because you just get information while you.
Yeah, God of War is one of those
Um,
because God of War is a very story-heavy game, and
Same thing with The Last of Us. Instead of doing it through dialogue, because they can't, they do it through book entries, journal
Yeah.
entries, and like shit
Exactly.
like that.
I feel like God of War is a bit easier to do because you can go straight through God of War and get
Yeah.
the story you need. I feel like Last of Us is a bit different because I feel like Last of Us forces you to go out of your way of the story to learn more about what's happening, while
Yeah.
God of War tries to weave all of that
Yeah.
into while you're playing.
But
going
and that's
through the
also because
story.
God of War is giving us a universe. You know, The Last of Us is just happening on Earth.
Yeah.
You know, God of War, it's like we're watching him go through all these pantheons.
Yeah,
And
exactly. In God of War, the important information is the information they give us. And The Last of Us, since it's in real life, so much can happen, so much
yeah,
can be done. It's like it's a lot.
because of what you're playing as, it's
Yeah.
different. Yeah, and in Uncharted, what got me in the trailer, I've never outright played the games, but I've definitely watched a lot of videos, like from cinematics to all
Yeah.
this stuff. The little scene with the with the plane, it's climbing up. I remember you mentioned that was one of the covers,
It was one of the Uncharted covers of him jumping out of the plane.
but it wasn't the first one.
No, it was the third, Uncharted 3.
So that's another concern. Like, you're giving us things that happened in the third game. I've never played the games full, sitting down,
So you don't know
beginning to
how
end.
important that scene is for
So
the
it's
third
like
game.
not even that. What important things happened in the first two that you didn't? What did you not? What did you take out? That you were immediately giving us scenes from the third game. Unless that's all you incorporated was that scene, was just was the idea of the stuff falling out the plane.
Which is something even more disappointed. They are somehow shoved all 3 games into this one movie.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It looks like it's gonna kind of be like Tomb Raider, where it was pretty good. The action was pretty cool. There was some cool looking visual moments of them doing some crazy shit.
I'm sorry, I don't
And
remember any Tomb Raider movie.
yeah, I was thinking about
I've
the
only
most
played the
recent one.
games.
Yeah, I was thinking about the most recent one. It was pretty cool. Like, the visuals were definitely great. The things
Yeah.
that they would show her.
Was it
Like,
accurate to
go-
the modern games or
Yeah,
the
it
old
was
games?
like it legit felt like you were watching the game.
Oh,
Like
so it
she
was the
was.
modern games, not
Yeah,
the
the
old
modern
games.
games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
the modern games and the old games, the
completely
story,
different.
not completely, but the story, they kind of restarted in the
Yeah,
modern Tomb
but
Raider
it's
games.
also like the gameplay. Like, it felt like you were watching the gameplay.
That's
like
cool.
there was a scene. I think that she was on a plane that had crash landed, and she needs to jump across a river. Like, it was I pictured
cool.
that moment in the game, playing it, like watching it.
Yeah.
I pictured playing that moment, and I was just like, this is some shit that would be in the game, where she'd run real quick and just hope I better fucking make it, and then makes it. Like, that would be epic. But let's see. Hopefully, it might be good. It might be good. And then we said Lightyear looked pretty cool.
I
But
thought
obviously,
I honestly, in my opinion, Lightyear looked like the best trailer.
yeah, I
out of
can't wait.
All of these that we've
I can't
seen.
wait. It's like super nostalgic.
Mhm.
Super nostalgic as
Yeah.
an adult to see that trailer and think to yourself, wow.
I feel like it showed just enough to get you hype,
Mm-hmm.
but not too much.
Yeah, yeah. And then they gave us a little tease of Chris Evans.
That suits. They gave us
The
Buzz Lightyear
suit,
suits, and it was
yeah.
multiple people wearing them.
To
I was like,
infinity.
bro. We didn't get to see the villain yet. They teased him. They were gonna show him, and then it was gone. I was
That's gonna be
"Ugh,
fantastic.
that's just gonna be fire. Cause I remember which one was it? Toy Story 2, where it kind of showed him going through that, but it was actually him playing.
Yeah.
But it was like it was kind of showing it in a cinematic way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wonder-
we're gonna actually see
See
that.
that shit, right? It's very it doesn't even it's very CGI looking. And what's funny is, it made me think. I think I had mentioned this the other day after we saw the Lightyear trailer, if we'll end up seeing something for Woody, a live action for Woody. Because remember, Woody in Toy Story had a TV show.
They all did.
Did they?
I believe most of
Okay.
most of them.
This was just set up. Disney said, or Pixar's planned the entire time.
I don't think
That
so.
would be insane. But that would be an insane strategy.
If that was the case, I'd feel like then the movies would have had a more linear story to it. Cause look at the way Disney is.
Very because that's the one thing you can respect about Disney, though. It's they make their movies as individual movies.
Yeah,
without
because
the
they don't
intention.
expect all
Mhm.
their movies to succeed,
Yeah.
which is weird. You just slap Disney on it, people are gonna go watch it.
Funny thing enough, though, it's like, think about it. Think about all the Disney movies we've heard of. There was one, honestly. I'll explain. There's a bunch of Disney movies that have released that were for 5 minutes people were talking about it, and then, whereas when you have a new character like Frozen, and the people are still talking
Yeah,
about Frozen.
Like you can
so
compare it to
some
like
of them are much more successful.
yeah, like definitely think about most of the animated movies we grew up on. Most of them, you ask people if they heard of it, they'll be like, "Nah, I heard of like the Lion
Mighty
King."
Ducks, remember that?
The Lion King, Lady and the Tramp, all those big ones. You know how many people I bring up Oliver and Company and no
I
one
know.
knows what Oliver and
I
Company was?
know. That
I'm
movie
like,
was the shit.
what?
What?
The Aristocats is
Ooh.
another one that is just like a 50-50. Some people heard of it, some people did.
Damn, Disney gotta bring some of these back.
The
Reanimate them.
Aristocats.
You know, something.
It's
Something
Lady and
to
the
like.
Tramp died out when they tried making that live action.
I saw that. I didn't watch the movie, but I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, I remember Lady and the Tramp was hype. They came out with a live action and then it died.
I mean, most of their live actions get shitted on.
I feel like most of
Like
their
they're successful, but they
most
get
of their
shitted
live
on.
actions kill that franchise.
Yeah.
It's sad. Like, how much talk have you seen of The Lion King since that live action movie?
That's true. And that guy, man, I did that alternate with the eyes.
Yeah,
Like if they would have
and
just
people
did
talked
this.
about that
Yeah, that's
after
true.
that. Yeah, like
You never know. Maybe they learn from their mistake. They make a part 2, and you know, they include some animation and not make it look like a National Geographic documentary.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know.
But I'm sorry. Let's go to the next trailer. The Book of Boba Fett.
Yes.
And I want to go to it because I'm not too familiar with Boba Fett and his stories. Star Wars universe is just enormous. I do know one thing though.
Yeah, you can keep up with Marvel.
I felt like Eminem just now. I do know one thing though.
Oh, was about to continue that line. Good thing I thought about the line before I said it.
That's a terrible song. I know at some point. So from the trailer, we're getting Boba Fett's pulling up to where Jabba was ruling. Now, Star Wars is weird. Cause I know a lot of stuff would be like, especially comics and books. It's like some things are canon, some things aren't. Was there a time that Maul ruled that?
Maul didn't rule Jabba's section of it. He ruled the other, like, criminal organizations, the slave trade
Okay.
ones, and one of the other ones.
Okay.
He ruled. I think it was trade and spice of the Outer Rim. That's what he
Okay.
controlled.
So that's the scale we're gonna see Boba Fett ruling at then, like at a multi-planet
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah, Jabba was the biggest crime boss in the galaxy.
And I'm sorry, cause Star Wars is so. And what happened to Jabba?
The Hutts were wiped out completely.
And the Hutts are the species or the family name?
Family name, I believe.
Okay.
I didn't look too much
This looks pretty
into
interesting.
Legends
But
because
uh-huh.
I just don't want to look into Legends. Get so hyped for all this shit. Not to have any of it.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like I haven't looked too much into Legends, and from what I've known in canon, they haven't gone too far into the Hutt story. That's what we're doing. I guess that's what they're doing with the
Doing
Book
now?
of Boba Fett.
Okay, cause yeah, it's why I don't speak on a lot of Star Wars shit, cause I don't even know what's canon and what's not. Like for all I know,
Bro.
I read something and I'm like, this is sick. I didn't know this, and I come to you mad hype, and I'm like, yo, I didn't know X, Y, and Z. And it's like, yeah, but that's not canon. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it's why it's another thing why I've been a little hesitant on talking about Star Wars stuff lately because I'm starting to realize that they change stuff around. They'll say one thing and then do another, and then it's being a little weird. I'm just waiting for them to set their canon up so I can really read it
hopefully
and
they better
understand
set
it.
themselves
They
up.
are. They
because-
since 2015 they started it. Because I remember one point I forgot what I was watching or reading, and they spoke about how the Force you can't see the future.
Yeah, and then
Like you could only get glimpses of
somebody
plot.
see the future.
could-
We were watching
Luke-
something recently.
And Luke did, and Anakin did in the movies.
Yes, Anakin was he kept having the dream
of Padme dying giving
at
birth.
childbirth.
Yeah,
That's so true.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I remember I forgot where it was I was reading or watching, and they mentioned how the
Similar to Dune, in a way, where he's having those visions
Yeah.
of like the future. In
Yeah.
a way.
but I forgot where. I have to find that where. But it mentioned how you can't see the future with the Force. That the Force doesn't show you the future. I guess it's a bit different with them because they're the chosen ones.
Yeah, it's like
So
they're
maybe it is a bit different with them than everybody else because they're more in tune with it. But
I mean, it would make sense if you, in a way, if you could.
it
see
was
the future.
Fallen Order, but now that I think about it, that's not canon. I don't think that's canon.
Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen Order, the game. In the game, he mentioned
Okay.
how you can't see the future with the Force.
I guess we'll see. What I don't like about this trailer is why the hell Boba Fett got his helmet off most of the time. Sounds mean to say, but it's like when you picture Boba Fett, you picture Boba Fett in his like Mandalorian armor, not him rocking. Like literally, it doesn't even make sense. The trailer had him in fight scenes without the helmet on. Why wouldn't you have your helmet on during a battle?
Only thing I can think of is his suit is old. So it's not
I just
working.
hope.
Remember, his jetpack stopped working on him at one point
Yeah.
in the second season. Second season?
Yeah. Which I understand. I can imagine as an actor sitting there filming with that whole setup on all the time. And of course, you want the viewer, because at the end of the day, regardless of us loving these stories and what they are,
You need a face.
movies are businesses.
They mentioned
and
that with
you need some
Mando.
sort of-
That's why they
yeah.
had him take off his helmet. Movie, TV show. It's really cool, really badass for people not to take off their helmets and do all that. But you need a face. We need to see who we're rooting for.
Mhm.
Granted, if you know the actor and you know what they look
Personally-
like.
That personally wouldn't bother me. That's like if they ever did a Master Chief movie, I would love if they never told us who played Master Chief.
But
That would be great.
but he's kind of still had a face, Cortana.
Yeah, exactly. But there was no actual. You don't know what the hell. We still don't know.
No.
How long has Halo been out? We still don't know what
We
this
just
man
seen
looks
his
like.
eyes. But
Like-
I agree. But then again, we still had a face. Mando
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah, Grogu was
Yeah,
there, but
Grogu, but
Grogu
he's a
wasn't the
temporary
face.
character.
Yeah, Grogu
Mhm.
wasn't the face. It's Mandalorian. It's him. And everyone we've met were all temporary characters,
Yeah.
temporary alliances and things he had to do. So it's like we need a face.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the face of this show? It's gonna be Mando, and you can't have that with him having his helmet on. That's kind of how.
I just hope they don't make it a habit, especially like I don't know, certain moments don't like I was saying, like especially if your helmet's next to you and you see some guys coming, it's like I'm gonna stand up. It's like, bro, if you feel like a fight's gonna happen, like think about it logically, you put your helmet on for
But then again,
for protection.
you also want the chance to de-escalate.
No,
Putting
yeah,
the
of
helmet on
course.
goes to show
I just
I'm
felt
gonna
like
fight.
the
We're fighting.
entire trailer was showing different moments of fighting, and in all those moments, he never had his helmet on. So, like you said, unless they have some
seemed like those-
explanation as to like maybe his helmet gets messed up, maybe he loses it completely.
Maybe so a lot can happen.
Yeah,
One thing I can think of is maybe all those things are happening during negotiations.
right. And he's just like, oh, I gotta kick somebody's ass.
So it's like, yeah, when you're gonna negotiate and sit down and talk to people, you're gonna take your helmet off. But at the same time, he's also straying away. It's gonna sound like I'm in the same topic. Straying away from the movie having a face or the show having a face. He's
Like,
literally trying
yeah.
to run Jabba's like organization, and it doesn't seem like he's trying to be that leader in the shadows where you never see. Like, now he wants
Yeah.
you to know who he is, what he looked like. So when you see him, you know who you're
he-
fucking with.
Yeah,
And it's just like anyone could put on that armor. And
Yeah,
just
that's
steal that
true.
shit and take it.
that's what he went through.
Yeah, and then someone took that shit from him.
And then we have I love how we're going from trailers to like to the moon. Morbius. I'm honestly pretty hyped for Morbius. There was one thing throughout the trailer that kept bothering me a bit, and this type of thing always bothers me
Bro,
because it's very cringe.
I'm
What?
sorry. I just realized I'm streaming, not recording.
So right now this is on Twitch.
Yeah,
Nice.
This
Let's
is
just keep doing it then.
this is on my
We could
Twitch.
download it.
yeah.
There you go. Shit. So people are watching live right now?
I can check to see if there are people watching.
That's pretty funny.
I was like, what?
That's cool though, because
I look
we can still
over.
download it off Twitch.
I
right?
look it over and I see in the bottom record isn't blinking, but live is on. I was like, and it says we're playing Minecraft.
Nice. Nice.
Go,
This is actually pretty cool. I didn't think
Continue.
about
I'll
this.
go and change the title of the
This
stream.
is pretty cool. Like, what if we did do this? You
We
know,
can. We
Stream
could
on
definitely
Twitch
do this. It'll just be on. It's on my account though, not
No,
a
we just
shared
create
account.
another one.
Yeah.
And then people, you know, if anyone is listening right now, they'd be
Yeah,
able to
deadass.
jump in on the
Yeah,
conversation.
jump in on the conversation.
Um, Yeah, what were we talking
We were talking about
about?
Morbius. We
Oh,
were in the Morbius
Morbius.
trailer.
Yes, yes. I don't know why that's such a satisfying sound. uh, yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. His look is creepy as hell. Super creepy. The whole, I think we were talking about this yesterday when we had watched the trailer. It's very like, what's the movie? 30 Days of Night. Like the
Yeah.
crazy look, blood everywhere, teeth are just like,
Oh yeah, he looked
he looked
savage. He looked
insane.
super
I'm like,
badass
this is a
there.
vampire. I'm like, I like this. This is gonna be crazy. Now, my issue throughout the trailer was like their need for him to sit like throughout. I don't know. It's very cringe to me when a character is sitting there and literally talking over by themselves what's going on with them. Like I don't know. It's very weird. Like it was a scene of him standing there. Well, and he wasn't necessarily talking to himself. I just really hope he's not. Where, where he's like, I have super strength and extra speed. It's like, what else can I do? Like, I don't know. That's very cringe to me, that little aspect. But
It's
everything
very
else,
comic book like though.
it is. But that's the thing. It's what you expect out of a comic book because you're reading it. You know, it's a page on a screen. It's not them. It's not someone literally playing out the
I see
story
what
to
you
you.
mean. Like
You
in a
know,
comic book, you don't have motions, facial, too
exactly.
much facial expression. You're very limited on what you can show just with pictures. With video, you can do a lot
You can
more.
literally show without
Yeah,
telling.
like
And
you
in
can
the
show his
trailer, he's
surprise,
telling.
look at his strength, look at his speed, look how fast he's moving, and be surprised at it, and
You
show that,
know,
show how he's feeling.
exactly through
But you
expression.
also have to remember it's a trailer.
Yeah,
So it's like again, they're limited in time. It's only 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
true.
So it's like you have to they have to show some stuff other than him.
Yeah.
That's but that though I do agree they needed to add a little more with that because I feel like in this trailer we didn't see much of his acting.
Yeah, it was very just like,
Yeah,
you know,
and it
just
was
the same facial expression.
but it
Even,
but they showed moments where he is gonna have that facial expression.
yeah.
They didn't choose any moments where he needed a different facial expression.
Yeah.
Like it's that's not, I'm not saying it's on him for having the same facial expression. They should have chose different parts to show a little more of his acting to show because I feel like acting speaks for the tone.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, it showed a darker tone, but how many times have we seen darker tone trailers and then the next trailer they show the acting and the
Yeah.
acting's not dark and not a darker tone at all.
Yeah, it's just
It's
like
actually a really light
mad,
in
make it
tone.
closer.
Yeah.
Mad joking
Like
around and
for
stuff.
example, the entire time it was a darker tone and the one moment they showed of him acting, of him saying something was the end and it was a joke.
Yeah, it's like, I am Venom.
That was pretty funny though.
That was pretty
I thought
funny.
that was pretty funny.
He's like, I'm just kidding. That scene, he looked scary. That was, and it's funny
I was like, well,
because it's like it's a joke, but it also gave us that like that
yeah.
your heart drop, pucker factor like moment. I don't know. It's gonna be pretty good. What confuses me about the trailer is a few things. So we have all these different variables throughout. You have the Spider-Man image that says murderer,
Spider-Man image, but it's
and it's
weird.
Tobey Maguire's
It's Tobey
Spider-Man.
Maguire, but it has the pose from the video game.
Yes, and then you have the
Keaton.
why can't I remember his name? Keaton
You have
from the
Keaton in
MCU,
there, yeah.
and then
Venom.
they mentioned Venom not only through outright saying his name, but they mentioned the event in San Francisco, which I'm thinking is the event when Venom transported,
Or when he was
and
fighting.
maybe in the
Yeah,
Venom
when he was fighting
universe
Carnage.
we'll see a temporary moment of a different Spider-Man.
Yeah. From what it
I don't
seems
know.
like so far, now that we got this trailer and we saw Carnage, they're not throwing them all into the MCU. They're combining universes into one. Because it doesn't make sense. Keaton in the MCU is now in the same universe as Morbius and
Yeah,
Venom.
yeah, that's what's confusing. And then he's definitely locked up somewhere,
And then
unless this is
Keaton,
taking place after Spider-Man. So we already have all whatever happened in
yeah.
Spider-Man, and like you said, maybe all the merges of the Spider People are together. So in Morbius, I mean, and it makes sense too because we kept getting all these pushbacks and all
Yeah,
this like, how many times was this movie pushed back?
a few times.
Like, and we got a trailer, the original trailer, so long ago.
Yeah.
Same thing with Venom. So it's like, I think it's just
The thing,
it's
and
them trying to figure it out.
it's weird too because Keaton also threw hints of him putting together the Sinister Six.
And the end of the other Spider-Man movie, yeah, which I
No,
feel
in
like,
this one, in the trailer,
yeah, because he was like, maybe we should
like work together, as if he's talking about a group of people,
yeah,
getting a group of people together.
which would be disappointing because Morbius part of the Sinister Six. I figure you can do.
The Sinister Six has changed so
Yeah,
many
no, I
times.
know
At one
that,
point,
but
they were the Sinister Seven.
seeing how they're if they are making Morbius more of an anti-hero,
I don't think they
then I don't know, because the whole trailer is like the line between villain and hero and all this
is very
stuff.
thin, yeah.
So it's like,
But
I don't know.
from what it also seems like is that him becoming a vampire is kind of taking over him.
The one comic series that I remember him like fully having a big role was in Marvel Zombies. And man, that would be a really cool way, because we saw that in What If. That would be a really cool way to have him play a major role. Who better to take on a zombie virus than someone who's a living vampire? Pretty cool. But see what happens. He would be a cool Spider-Man villain, but I would more so love to see him give Blade some problems.
Morbius, definitely.
Right?
Him against Blade would be sick.
That'd be crazy.
Maybe he's Blade's villain. Maybe that's why they're introducing him.
Right, and then R.I.P. They kill him off, and then and that
He's
we're
immortal,
gonna see
isn't
him
he?
for twice. No, I'm just saying that because the MCU is just
I'm
like
saying,
infamous for
but
just killing
Morbius
off
is
all these really
immortal.
good villains.
Was he not immortal in the comics?
I don't remember. I haven't read too much on him. Now that this trailer's out, I'm definitely gonna be sitting down
Yeah,
reading a
okay.
bit more. But yeah, we'll see. And speaking of comics and all this stuff, Injustice. I was reading the Injustice comic. Compared to the Injustice game. Now we haven't seen the movie, although from what we've heard in the movie, pretty bad.
Yeah, I heard.
Which is
I heard
unfortunate
pretty
because
bad
most of DC's animated movies are pretty damn
Yo,
good.
are usually
So
really awesome.
yeah, so that's pretty disappointing. But man, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't read the full comic series one, like, cause I didn't have time by the time we were gonna record this, because that series is long.
No Injustice.
Whew,
Yeah.
that series is
5
long.
years? And then plus
But
part 2?
yeah, I think I only finished like year 2 or some shit. But it's honestly, I prefer, at least where I'm up to, I prefer the story of the comic over the game. Because the game got into this whole time travel and like, right? The game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game got into this whole time travel. I'm gonna do this a lot. I'm gonna end up getting the two confused because they're both around the same thing. um, and it just got things like having different versions of different heroes helping out, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan of all that, whole, same characters on the screen, and that's where the comic fixed that. Instead of having people from the future trying to fix things from the past and doing this whole circle of time travel and multiverse, they just made it. They let whatever happen, right? Joker kills, gets Superman to kill Lois. Superman kills the Joker, and Superman decides, I'm ruling shit because none of you guys know how to act. So now instead of the Justice League fighting itself from a different time, they legit just include a bunch of heroes from in the comics from the DC universe and put them on Team Batman instead of giving Team Batman the same team that Superman has. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of stupid. So it was pretty cool. You got to see a different roster of heroes compared to the game. You had Black Lightning in there. You
have
had
to understand the reason why they did that was because in the game you can literally have two people up against each other. If we wanted to play the game together, I could be Superman and you could be Superman and we could fight each other.
I see what you mean. Although that idea in the game was pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
where their solution to defeat Superman was to
Was to
grab
bring
Superman from the
Superman.
past before he went evil
Yeah.
to defeat the evil Superman, which that was pretty cool. And it was cool too because it's like Superman sees that he has to fight himself,
See, I
and
gotta
then
go
he sits,
in.
yep, and he knows I don't have to hold back against this guy. It's me. I could beat the shit out of myself. It was pretty cool, and what's another cool thing about, because we were talking about this once, just to talk about Batman himself for a bit, is his relationship with the Joker. You see that a lot heavily in the not only in the game but in the comic too. That even Superman sits there and is like, I think we were talking about this once we were smoking the other day, and we were talking about when you have someone as evil as the Joker, let's say in real life, right? Someone like the Joker in real life. It's a horrible thing to say, regardless of how evil someone is. But the only way to truly stop someone like that is to kill them. Because think about the Joker. You put him in jail, he's getting out. You do this to, you do X, Y, and Z to him, he has people. He knows this person. He's getting out this way. He's doing this, you know? And then when he's doing that, he's taking so many lives in the process. And then you have that debate that Batman always has. It's like, I think you literally quoted it where it was just like, killing a killer doesn't remove the amount of killers.
Yeah.
So
If you kill a killer, the number of killers in the world is the same.
yeah.
But if you kill 100 of them, it goes down to 99.
Right? Who was that Punisher that
That
said
was
that shit?
Red Hood.
Red Hood.
It
Oh
was a
man.
little meme.
So, and in the comic, that was a big thing. And in the comic and in the game, that was a big thing that was happening with Superman. Superman was sitting there thinking about that with the Joker. He was like, Batman has let this guy live for what? Like, why are you letting him live if you know exactly what he's going to go do? Even if you arrest him. So Superman was just like, and then Superman started to get into this thing of like, I see what's happening. Like, you actually have a relationship with the Joker. You need him.
Yeah, but he got shut down by the Flash.
He did. Yo, man, that would.
He got shut down by the Flash.
That conversation
He basically
was fantastic.
basically told him like, yeah, you're right, but killing him, that doesn't make you any better than him.
It doesn't. It doesn't. For anyone who's never read the Injustice comic, at least read year one. I don't know what happens after year one.
I don't know at what
year
point
two,
when it gets like that, but I did hear at one point the comic drags.
Yeah, but year one is amazing.
Fantastic up to a certain point. I heard it was great.
That conversation with him and Barry, he was literally, and it's so true. They had the scene where they're playing chess, right? They're sitting down playing chess, and he's like,
I watched the YouTube
"We can
video
take
on that
out,
scene.
yo, we can take all the guns right now, us two, in seconds." And I was just sitting there like, "That's insane." They could.
They can.
He's like, "We can take all the guns off the planet right now. A handful we probably wouldn't see, but like you were saying, they would know if a gun's being used. You know, it's like, how are you gonna hide that? There's no guns around the world."
Yeah.
So, man, and it's disappointing that the movie didn't, at least it didn't get the feedback that I felt about that first comic year. And then on top of that, from what the trailer that I was watching, it seemed like the movie followed the game with the whole time travel multiverse.
Yeah, it seems like they did follow the game a bit more.
And honestly, which is probably why it flopped, because that whole thing with the back and forth and different versions of different people, I don't know. Like literally, when I was while watching the cinematics of the game, I was sitting there, and at one point, like, I didn't even know who was who. I was like, wait, which one's the bad one? There were two cyborgs, and I was like, shit, wait. Oh, that one won. Is that good? And I'm just like, I don't know. So,
well, I think in the game you were able to change their outfits, and that person probably just did it.
Okay. Yeah, well, they did sometimes. Like, for Cyborg, like, I think after, like, the second fight, they changed it. But...
yeah, I guess he realized, like, it was kind of confusing to tell who's who, so let me change my outfit.
But that would be, I think you had mentioned this, this is what Zack Snyder would have given us. The closest version to
an Injustice, yeah.
To an evil Superman taking over the planet. And I mean, And if you think about it, it makes sense, even though it wasn't necessarily the Joker directly. Wait, isn't that actually, now that I think about it, isn't that what was supposed to happen?
Yes.
So Lewis is legit. Snyder was going to give us the live action Injustice.
Yes, the Joker was gonna somehow cause or kill Lois, and it was gonna cause Superman to go crazy.
Oh my god.
And then
They didn't do
some
that
reason
because they would
sides with
never.
Darkseid.
I feel like, honestly, I think the main reason why we didn't get that, I don't think whoever owns DC Comics and Warner Brothers and all this, I don't think they ever want to put an actual bad Superman on screen. Because think about like what Superman stands for,
Hope.
and then you pull up with a Superman who's literally just flying through people. Like, they're not gonna do that.
He doesn't have to fly through.
No, I
people.
know. I was just thinking about the boys.
No, I know that, but I'm saying like you can make him evil without making him brutal.
Yeah.
He can still have a slight humble mindset, but go about it wrong.
Man, and you said that like him with Shazam when he kills Shazam in the game. Bro, when he kills Shazam in the game, that shit is scary.
Like, but like you can do moments like that, and you can do that to show in the end, his breaking points. Like throughout the entire thing, he's humbled, but he starts to become more of a ruler, starts to rule, going about bringing peace the wrong way, and continues, and then finally gets to a point where his people are questioning him. That's causing him to kind of lose it even more.
Yeah.
And then that's when finally, oh, bam, he kills someone. Then
Right,
that's
the
it. You don't have to
Justice
show him
League
kill
member.
anyone ever again. Just that one person, show him break, and then okay, now we have to stop him because he's starting to kill.
Yeah, and what's funny is that was the same vibe that was kept in the game and in the comic. The moment the moment he saw that Superman killed Joker, that was it. He was like, he's done. Clock's done. There's no getting
Yeah.
him back. Like he crossed the line. He reached that
That's
point.
why, because that's
and
why
that's it.
Batman has never killed, because even the Joker has said it. The moment you do, you're going to become just like me.
You're just gonna be killing every bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, at what point, like, are you
At one
the
point,
bad
do you
guy?
stop killing?
And at what point are you the bad guy? Like, you're
Yeah.
just killing like everywhere, just because they're killing. Monkey see, monkey do.
But that's the thing. When is it gonna stop at people just killing? Because not every crime is
Yeah.
murder.
But think about it. He won't have a holding back limit
Exactly.
if he kills. So that guy will, I don't know, grab $100 from the register and not hurt anyone and run off. And then because Batman has killed, he might paralyze the guy, beat him to the point that he's paralyzed. You know,
Yeah.
because he doesn't have a
Yeah.
moral line anymore.
It's like he can't tell. He can't tell. He won't be able to tell the difference. So he just needs to protect people no matter what. Then again, Batman does put people in the hospital.
I don't care how many men, women, and children have to kill for peace. It's just like, this guy's an idiot. But I wanted to hear about this actually for a bit. New World. I know you said you bought New World. Was it the Amazon's latest RPG?
Yeah.
How is it? Like, do you like? Well, my first question would be: is it like Skyrim, where you can customize your character and like a crazy customization option, or is it like
character
this
customization?
is your
It's some
character?
bullshit in that game.
Is it?
Yeah, you're very limited in what you can do, and then on top of that, once you create your character, you can't change him.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it
R.I.P.
was kind of dumb.
that is kind of dumb. Okay.
What else was it?
And how is this? How is the gameplay itself?
Gameplay is super fun.
Skyrim?
It's super PvP focus. It's honestly really, really good. I love the combat. I haven't, they never got to a high enough level to actually play PvP. Its potential, but from what I've seen, from what I've heard, and literally in the game watching people fight each other, it's fun as fuck.
Okay, that's good.
Leveling up is so boring.
Like
So-
Skyrim boring.
No, worse. Worse, because at least Skyrim had ways to cheese your way to the top level,
Yeah.
and at the same time, leveling up was low-key fun because you can do shit while you level up.
Yeah.
There's so many missions you can go do. There's so many places you can go explore, and not and some like, in at the time, it all felt kind of different until you played the game for thousands of hours, and then everything feels the same.
Yeah.
But like if you haven't played the game for thousands of hours, it felt really good going to all these different places, fighting all these monsters and doing all this, fighting these mini bosses. But this game, there's no love for the PvE.
Mm.
There's no love. It feels like Skyrim. But Skyrim was made in 2011 and it's 2021.
Okay, I see what you mean. Like, that's not
We
that
should-
bad though.
Yeah. So
Okay. Is the story any good?
what story?
Oh, there's no story mode. It's
Not
just a
from what
straight.
I know, it's just these monsters and this corruption thing taking over. There's no emphasis on story. They deadass came out and said that they want people to be max level already because their main focus was PvP. I was having a really good fun with it. I was playing it, leveling up, playing with all my friends, but then at one point I started doing research of the future of this game because honestly that's my thing when it comes to games.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to be
If
playing
it's
this
not
game
a
for 2
one-off
minutes.
story game, I look at what they plan
Mhm.
on doing, their roadmap, and where they want to go. It seems like they want to make this sort of pay to win. They're
That's not
dead
cool.
ass going to be selling XP boosters,
That's funny.
and they're like, we want people to just be max level already. It's like, okay, if that was the case, why did you add a leveling system? You should have just took out the leveling system and made everyone just play the game.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna bring a leveling system like this into a game, it has to be fun and enticing to play. If you were literally coming out and saying that leveling up is gonna be boring, you shouldn't have put it in the game in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, it just seems like now, which is at the same time not surprising considering it's Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
They just want this game to be a cash grab. They had a bunch of people buy the game, so they're like, bet. Now let's milk as much money as we can out of these people.
Yeah, I myself was never really like I didn't mind RPGs.
This is
Skyrim.
not an
Skyrim.
RPG.
It's not.
It's a sandbox MMO.
That's right, because you said it's there's no story to it. I mean, but regardless, those big open worlds, I slowly. That's why I had to ask you about it because I wasn't gonna play it. Skyrim, I guess I had that love-hate relationship with Skyrim because I did love it
Anniversary edition
until what's it called?
by Skyrim for the
It
6th time.
released 7 times, and I was like, how many times am I gonna replay the same
I
game?
bought that game almost every time.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, nah. And then, well, the icing on the cake, man, for anyone who plays Skyrim and loves that game, the most heartbreaking thing, and this was like in the beginning of Skyrim,
Vanilla
I was
Skyrim.
I was trying to max out all my what is it, mage spells and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and I was hyped. And I'm going to the school, and I'm like, cool, I need one more mastery spell. I'm super excited. I get there, and there's a dragon, and the dragon killed the one guy that I needed, and I couldn't load back. Wasn't that great? And I had like 500 hours in the game, and after that, I was just like, no more RPGs. But
I don't know.
I mean,
I've restarted that game so many times. I've reached level 256 and I've maxed out every stat at 100. Had every perk at one point. Nearly did every quest that wasn't radiant repeatable quests.
yeah,
But I went into that game. At one point I had every piece of armor, all the sets, all the weapons, enchantments on them.
that's insane.
At one point I was so brolic that I was one-shotting shit in legendary difficulty.
That's insane. I never even know you could change the difficulty.
Yeah, I think legendary difficulty came out after you stopped playing.
Okay, yeah, because you can like level up a
Yeah.
lot quicker. And
You can
do a
level
lot
up to
more.
literally max out your whole character. You can get every perk now.
That's insane.
So they need
Remember that? Remember in the beginning, you had to choose. I was sitting there like, damn, do I want to be a mage, a soldier? What do I want to do
Oh,
here?
I was always a sneaky archer.
Yeah, because that was the most broken thing.
Hell yeah! What? You can walk up to people. Huh? Must have been the wind. They're literally standing in front
Must
of
have
them.
been the win when you shot them
right
in the
here,
shoulder.
Yeah, right here. It must have been the wind.
Fucking game.
It was cool too because you could also have the throw voice shout. So at one point I was at the top of a tower, and I couldn't get an angle on everyone, so I used to use the throw voice, and it used to make them walk out of their cover to go to see what was that, so I could shoot them with my bow. Just bam.
Right, and that's it.
Bam.
Done.
And then when the Dragonborn DLC came out, it was really dope because you were able to get this perk that your spells were silent. So I went from being a sneaky archer to still being an archer, but using conjuration. So I was able instead. I didn't have to carry a bow. I just had to
You just
summon
had
my
like,
bow,
yeah,
and
that's
it was
sick.
silent, so I never got caught summoning my bow. So that's
That's
pretty lit.
insane.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at least we know Amazon's just trying to grab money. I mean, I didn't expect a crazy game on Amazon,
Like
so
I hopefully they change it up. It seems like this bucket list Jeff Bezos has is just how much money can I make before I die?
right. I mean, unless it's just a bucket list, so maybe release all these things whether they fail or not. Like, I just want to do it.
I don't know. I would
See
I
what
would
happens.
I would agree with that if it does if any of
If
these
he,
stuff.
if he wasn't the richest man in the world.
No, not that. Not even that. See a lot of the stuff he's been releasing from this bucket list seems like there's no love in it.
Yeah, it's just let me do.
Yeah, let me do it. Let me
Let me
just
do.
do this to do it. And it's just like, nah, you should be doing things and putting your all into it. Is Jeff Bezos even watching what's happening with this game?
Aw,
Like, is he
shit.
even a part of this?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Wait, he's retired now, isn't he?
Retired, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so then that makes sense if he's not a part of it.
Yeah, I think he like stepped
Yeah.
down from like being some
Yeah.
position. Still his company though. But
He
yeah,
owns it, but-
Halloween.
Oh, yes.
Halloween. It ended, and I'm not gonna lie, these Halloween events for every game are just boring.
I thought R6 was pretty cool. When you had to play it for a while, get used to it to really play it at its potential. Really thinking about it compared to previous R6 Halloween events, it was good. It was really good considering it was fun. It was entertaining.
I know, hell yeah, it was
Yeah.
entertaining. I've seen a lot of funny shit.
Super
But
funny
like,
shit.
but it's
The
like,
way at one
mhm.
point I was playing the Cap King character and the monster side on defense, and I was able to put my traps so perfectly that I was able to get like 3 people in the other team to chase me, and I got them to run through my traps in different doorways. I ended up killing 3 people with my
Damn.
traps because they kept chasing me.
That's right. So you have your abilities but no
Yeah,
guns.
no guns. You can't put up reinforcements either. You can put up doorways and windows, no walls.
Okay.
So it's like, let's say you're running and then you know that guy's a good distance. You can turn around, put that shit on, run. He has to stop,
And
break it,
yeah,
then
or,
go
or
through.
shoot as he's
Yo,
running.
there was one time I was playing as the attacker, and there's 3 abilities for the attacker. You have one. There are 3 attackers. One is pulse, but on offense. So you
Okay.
have the scanner. Other one's jackal. You can scan their footprints. And the other one's lion, where you scan
Yeah.
and it shows their location when they're moving. So I was playing the pulse one, and my teammates pinged the location where they're at. And the best thing to do as a defender is pick a location, sit that out for the first half of it, try and kill as many of the people you can and get them into your traps, and run. Then run.
Yeah.
Then just fucking book it. That's the best thing to do. And then, so at one point, I found the area where they were chilling for the first half. And I'm standing there and I'm like, something told me to look through my heartbeat sensor. I looked through, I scanned, and right behind the door was a person. So he's standing there looking at the doorway, and I just break through the wall. Bah! He turns around and it's just like, oh, goes to get up and run. And I just freaking hit him. This is
So
coming
you don't
through.
have a game. You don't have a gun as an attacker
No guns.
either.
No guns. There's no guns.
Okay, that's cool.
It was
Okay.
it's pretty fun. It's hide and seek. It was
Yeah.
basically hide and seek with tag.
Okay,
And then you have to fucking chase them and hit them.
that's pretty
It was
cool.
pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. How was
Overwatch.
Overwatch? I mean, Overwatch doesn't
Junker
really
Time.
do.
It's
Yeah,
Junkenstein. It's revenge. It's literally.
like they haven't tried to do
No,
anything new.
No, never.
Like-
Like every event, it's been the same fucking game modes. This game's dead. They pushed back Overwatch 2 again. Like,
That's insane.
yeah, apparently they're talking even to 2023 release. So, yeah, it's this game's gonna die. I honestly
So
don't care to
unfortunate.
talk
It was
about this
such
game
a good
anymore.
game.
Like it's like they're letting this game die yet not doing anything about their new game. It's
Yeah.
really dumb. It's another company, no love for their game. Like you got games like R6 that are
at least trying.
yeah,
And
that
look
are
how
at least
long, look
trying.
how long the game's been out
yeah.
for too.
I wouldn't say the same for Apex, but it seems like they're slowly making their way towards the same direction Overwatch did.
Yeah, I'm not sure how. The Shadow Royale was cool.
It's again the same event as last year.
But-
From what I know, nothing was changed.
Yeah, I mean it's a little different for me because it's my first time playing it.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that you had to die to play as the shadows. Like I expected some sort of like, there's 5 or 6 teams that are normal, everyone else is a shadow, and then they just gotta kind of survive while fighting each other. Like, yeah, I don't know, some type of like, you're the shadow the whole mission. That's how I pictured it. Dying, I bit my tongue as I said that. That's why I said that like that.
With teams that are good enough, you'll get wiped before that person spawns.
Yeah, you can legit play the game mode as just the normal battle royale.
Yeah, like it's just coming from people who've been on both ends of it, who've wiped teams really quickly and gotten wiped really quickly.
Yeah,
it just feels like, but if you don't give time for that person to spawn as a shadow, it just feels like a regular battle royale.
And that's the thing.
Except that one
Sometimes I would
game-
want to die and be a shadow.
Except
Like,
at the end of that game, that
run.
shit was mad fun. When it was all three of us, we managed to survive, and then the fucking guy was running, and we had to worry about those two shadows. Pretty cool, but again, just same event as last year. Seems like they were just like honestly, that Halloween event was super disappointing.
And then they only pulled up with it for like the last week.
Yeah, the last week. How you come out with a month-long event and then you only have the game mode, the LTM last week.
Yeah,
it's like imagine Overwatch coming out with their Halloween event and Jackenstein's Revenge is only 7 days.
Right.
Well, I think wasn't the event 7 days?
Yeah.
Imagine it being the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Jackenstein's Revenge.
Like, I don't know.
Come on.
And that's the thing. I can't even think of what games can do to even make them better.
And then to make it worse, their challenges for the mini events were Battle Royale and Arenas challenges. Not even Shadow Royale challenges.
Not even trying to have you play the game mode that they released.
Yeah. It's like not even trying. Like I don't care if you have 1 or 2 arenas and Battle Royale challenges with that, but at least add some. Make it an event.
Yeah.
Make it an event. It just felt like they just added limited time stuff, and then that was it. Okay, it's gone.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
I don't know. I just thought it was a whack ass event.
They need to do something fun. Even though I can't remember if it's a temporary game mode, but like Halo Infection.
No, that's not a temporary game mode. That's
like that. That's
always.
like if you used to do something like that, like really make a different game mode temporarily, where even if that to the point where even if you release the same game mode every year, we're looking forward to that game mode every year. We're sitting there like Halloween's coming. Cool.
Exactly.
Cool. That means Shadow Royale's coming. Cool.
You know, if Halo were to have tried to be a game that lasted years like that, this long, I definitely see them like making an Infected like game mode but Halloween themed and make it like that'll be a game mode people will look forward to.
Deadass decorate the vehicles with
super
pumpkins
fun.
And shit.
I loved Infected. I remember in Halo Reach, I think it was, when you were in the sword base map.
Yeah.
Gravity lift. At one point, they took the gravity lift out because people were just camping in there, and it was so easy to win while you were in there. And when they took the gravity lift out, you were able to jump from below and do that, but it was still really hard to get people out of there.
Yeah.
So me and Brandon, it wasn't. I can't even say me and Brandon. It was Brandon's idea, and I just helped him execute it. He was like, "Bro, just follow me." I was like, "Bet." I followed him, and at the time, it was in the map, and the map was set up where they had these huge golf balls and soccer balls.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
and
that.
the weapon you had wasn't the gravity hammer in this Infected game mode. It was the golf club.
Okay, I do remember that too.
So he was like, "Bro, help me push this ball into that room."
Because if it hits somebody, he'll die if it falls on him,
No,
right?
we had cover. We ran into there with the ball in front of us, and when the other people on our side, the other Infected, saw it, they all came right behind us, and we flooded in there.
That's sick.
And no, I was wrong. They did have the gravity lift, so one person went up. Because when they noticed we were coming with the ball, and they noticed they couldn't kill us, he went up. But when he went up there, we had people up there. So, yeah, we destroyed them. And it was so fun. It was so fun. So speaking of Apex, let's move on to the
season 11 is here, and I was like really hyped before it came out, but then it got here, and I was just like, this is pretty cool. I think I got myself overly hyped. I think that's what it was.
I think the fans overhyped it, but at the same time, it's a new season.
Yeah, and it feels good.
Update.
Yeah,
it should be
overhyped. Servers work.
Oh man.
I mean, at least for us, I was on Twitter, and there's a lot of people that apparently are still having an issue.
It seems like they're on Xbox. From what I'm
Okay.
reading, it's a lot of Xbox people, and it seems like Xbox people have been having a big problem with this game in general.
Big problem. Apparently, their update was like 100 and some gigs. I was reading it online, and I was like, I ended up putting the PC. It was like 9. I was
Bro,
like,
for like
what?
and PlayStation, this shit was like 9.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I could have been, it could have been bullshit what I was reading, but yeah, this season is pretty cool. We got Ash. We finally get to see Ash on the playing field with her abilities. Her mini arc star that stops you from running, and then her then her wraith teleporter that goes one way. Um, I don't feel she replaces Wraith at all. Wraith's ability, their kits are kind of very different. The ability, there's a vast difference between being able to stop someone from running and then being able to get away yourself. And I'm talking abilities, just your L1 or your Q if you're playing on
So
PC.
I do
Um,
think she replaces Wraith's role. I don't think she replaces Wraith's play style.
that's the thing though. I could argue that it's dependent on the map now because, and this is why I say that. One, you have Wraith has a two-way teleporter.
Yeah, that's why I said the play style.
Huge. That's why
She's more
a lot of
supporty.
people preferred her over Octane
Yeah,
because you can go
Get
and
in, get out.
push and get out. Whereas with Octane and with her, you better want that push.
Yeah.
Because you can't get out. And then her ability still has the get out of jail free card. She still has. You can still make a mistake with her. You can still make the wrong push. You can still make the wrong decision and get out. Which in competitive, that extra life,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure means a lot. How many times were we watching how just being in the wrong place at the wrong time? If you had Wraith Q, you'd probably be able to get out. And there's a lot of situations where it's just like if you were certain characters.
I would
But
agree, but I feel playing her as much as I did so far,
yeah, I played her like twice.
I played her a lot. Well, not a lot compared to everyone else, but for like myself, I played her a lot.
Yeah.
And her ult seems like a combination of the Q and Wraith ult. Because I could see why they made it a one way. Not because they don't want it to be too similar. Well, probably because they don't want it to be too similar to Wraith. But
Mhm.
also when you do it, you cannot get shot while you're going to the other end. It sends you straight. You don't send out the portal and walk in. You ult up, you send it, and it
Yeah,
immediately
it
sends
just
you
launches
through
you.
and sends you over to the other side of it. So, and you get it so fast.
Yeah, that's one thing I did
It's
notice.
legit like a get out of jail free
It's
card.
like an
You
Octane
can
pad.
do it, get out of there, and if they try to push through your portal, you can already have that portal covered. Throw arc star, throw a third
Not
light, have your
even
teammates already
with
aiming at it.
Watson's update, you can
Yeah,
have
Watson's up, they
trap,
put the traps
caustic.
around it. So it's like
Mhm.
you can do a lot to stop people from chasing you with that. And if you play it smart too, and let's say you're in a spot behind a rock and your teammates are behind in a building, they can open the door for you. You can port inside of it, close the door. Now whoever's going in there is gonna be fucked
Yeah,
because they gotta go in there. There's no way to get out. You go in there trying to follow, you have to commit.
Yeah, and you better be ready to
So
take on
imagine
that
they
whole
open the
team.
door, close it. Not only do you have to commit, but now your teammates can't defend you from afar. They have to go through the portal with you.
Mhm.
That means they have to commit with you. That's like, so it's like I feel like it doesn't seem like it's good for escape, but I feel like that's its best use.
Oh yeah, yeah. I with the times I did play her, there were many times where I needed to get away,
Yeah,
and
her
her
ult
ult
was just like,
and because you can't come back, people won't push.
yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Because you can't go back, it makes people hesitate to go through it.
But you know what's funny? Because then now it gives you a mind game, right, between Wraith and Ash.
Yeah.
Because now if someone is going Wraith, you're gonna sit there like, huh?
But
How
the-
good is this person that they're okay with me?
But
That they're
my-
okay with me going back and forth with them.
My problem
know?
is Wraith Q is too underpowered.
Yeah, and then you can't make it instant because
Her
it
arc
makes
snare?
it a true get out of jail free
Her
card.
arc snare is broken. If you can get that timing down to, you don't understand the amount of times I fuck
And
people.
you know how many
because
times
I threw that
caught
shit.
an Octane trying to run away?
Yes. which is thank you.
But
That
at
shit's
the
so
same
annoying.
time,
Octane's running
it
away.
low key feels like a hard counter to Octane. You can't even pad away. You can't use your ultimate to get away from an ability. Like, think about
But
that.
Ray brought she really does make Octane obsolete.
Especially on like it's crazy. And the map, before we get to the map, just
Wraith
continue
was
talking
already
about Ash.
slowly coming back into meta over Octane, and then they released Ash
Mm-hmm.
that just completely destroyed Octane. Completely destroyed Octane.
Yeah, but especially with this map not having pads, and it helps rotation.
Though I do think them not having jump towers buffs Octane a bit.
Yeah,
his
because
pad
the pad.
is so much more useful now
Yeah,
because there's so little bit to get
that's
around the
probably.
map.
I mean,
But
yeah,
then again, you can just pick Ash.
but it's like now. But like you said, you better hit that shot. You better hit
Yeah.
that ability and actually catch him because
Yeah,
he's
and then at the
fast.
same
Octane's
time,
quick as
too,
hell.
from what it seems like, Octane Pad sends you farther than what Ash's Portal. Ash's Portal only goes 75 meters. I believe Octane Pad sends you way over 75 meters.
Okay.
And then on top of that, it's a bit weird hitting Ash's ult.
I haven't tested this.
It's
Can you
like
catch more than one person in her ability?
It's like Reaper's teleporter.
Where it makes noise?
No, so let's say you're aiming. I'm gonna show this on the. So let's say you're down here.
Okay.
You're on the mic.
Okay.
And you want to teleport up here.
Okay.
But there's a platform sticking out down below.
Okay.
You can try and look up here to.
But
hit
you're
up
gonna
there,
aim at the platform.
But there's a little indicator that's gonna just be sitting on the platform. So you have to look extra up.
Okay.
To get that up there.
I see what you mean. I understand. Especially having played Reaper, I understand.
Yeah, so it seems a bit off. There was a few times where there was one time I was this close to getting away from a team. I saw the little marker ahead, but the moment I pressed to use the ult, the marker came back and went on a pole in front of me. Literally railing.
Oh my god.
In front of me. And I just teleported like 2 feet. I'm like, really? That railing fucked me up? Just because I looked slightly down.
Yeah.
Mind you, my crosshair was right on the ledge I wanted to go to. So it's not like it sends you to where your crosshairs are. It doesn't. So it feels a bit off. I feel like they got to tinker with that a little bit.
That skin, man. That skin you can buy for her?
Yeah, don't remind me.
Although, like, I'm really picky with spending money on games. Like, really picky.
Yeah.
Like, the last thing I bought was that Bloodhound pumpkin skin because I was just like, this is too awesome. I can't not get that.
I want that.
But like that, the ash skin is cool, but I wouldn't spend the money. As much as I think it's pretty awesome, I wouldn't spend the money. It's because a lot of this shit is expensive, man.
Yeah.
You're spending $25, $30. You put that into perspective of what you gotta do for that money.
So real quick, before we get into the map, I wanted to mention this that I actually read this morning. Our console players, obviously these are probably people who played 10 times the amount we did yesterday, saying that their aim assist felt a bit off.
Yes, yo, I thought it was just me. I switched to like 3 controllers.
Their aim assist
And I
felt
was
a
like,
bit off.
I thought it was my controller.
People are thinking they did a low-key nerf in aim assist without saying anything on console.
I mean, I wouldn't really care, but
I wouldn't
at
care
the same
either.
time, I would care because I legit thought there was.
I personally
something wrong with my
believe
controller.
console aim assist should be the same thing it is on PC. It should not be greater. Yes, you can argue Apex on console can only go 60 FPS, but I play on that on my PC, and I'd be destroying MBK players.
Yeah.
And it's just like the fact that an average player like me can do so well, and I don't mean because aim assist is an aimbot or anything like that. I mean it as in like I felt like my movement meant more, means more when I'm playing on PC than on console. Because on PC, it feels like I'm dodging stuff. It feels like when I move and I move correctly, it's good. I can dodge bullets. I can take cover.
Yeah.
Yet the moment I'm in close range on console, I have to try to outgun them. Because if I try and use my movement, their aim assist is going to kick in.
Yeah, and then they're going to fuck you up.
Because literally, you know that's how aim assist works, right? Aim assist doesn't kick in unless one of the two are moving.
Yeah.
So it's like the fact that console aim assist is stronger and this game is going in that movement direction.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. It's weird. I do agree that console aim assist is a bit broken. And if that was an intentional nerf, I would love it.
Yeah.
I would love it. Cuz like they should like lower that a bit. I don't think they should get rid of it. I don't like these people with their arguments talking about, "Hey, get rid of aim assist." Like
Yeah.
they argue, "Oh, but the movement, people there are pros that controller players that move that their movement is just as good as a mouse and keyboard. Their armor swaps are on point." Yeah, that's thousands of hours of playing. That's what it's gonna do to you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, aiming with your arm is better than aiming with an analog stick.
Mm-hmm.
It's mind blowing.
You're literally controlling where the dot goes.
It's mind blowing when I see these high level people talk about how aiming with your arm and with the mouse is so much harder than with an analog stick. It goes to show you guys have not played with a controller enough.
Yeah.
If you really think that, plug your controller in, turn off aim assist. Show me how easy it is to aim with that analog stick.
Yeah.
It's like all these people complaining about how broken aim assist is on controller. Then use it. Use controller. If it's so broken, if you feel like you're such at a disadvantage.
Yeah, right?
But you're not going to. Why?
I
You're
mean,
gonna use the excuse. I've always used mouse and keyboard for this amount of
there's
time.
always gonna be when you look at the pro scene, and even like below the pro scene, there's always going to be people who are gonna throw fault at their losses and at their or where they are if they're not at the top,
Yeah.
and it's their way to not get better. It's their way to not try to get good, like how or
But
like
it's-
I'm sorry, hold on, because
Yeah.
someone like Hal, right,
Mhm.
would sit there and probably be upset about certain things when he's playing, but at the end of the day, he'll sit there and go, "How can I get better? at
What did I
this?
fuck up
What did
on?"
what did I do that caused the loss?" Because at the end of the day, that's how you could always go back to you,
Yeah.
So it's like that's what a lot of these players. A lot of these players just don't want to own up. They don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to own up that they're not putting in the time.
But it's just
Even
like
though they're
the
already
sad
putting in
part
time.
is it's people who are already at that level. People like Shiv and no Cocoa Puffs complain about controller.
Which is surprising from someone like Shiv. I don't watch No Cocoa Puffs, so I can't really comment on any of his gameplay.
No Cocoa Puffs despises
But-
controller.
Does he?
So does Shiv.
But Shiv I watch, and that's pretty surprising.
Considering
'Cause
he has
Shiv-
better mechanics than 90% of the games.
Like I'm.
people in
It's
the game.
surprising that he even complains because he's
can-
he's damn warlord,
Yeah, he
bro.
could probably
Like
beat-
know,
I think
he's-
I've seen him literally. I've seen him beat actual aimbot.
yeah, like
Why are you complaining about
like
aim
they're not
assist?
fighting cheaters, bro.
Yeah,
like,
winning. Like, it's confusing. Like, why are you complaining about that? Especially when you can most likely go up against every single controller player and dominate.
right when he was a him and Snipe down, Snipe was like, shit.
Literally, like it's like Snipe's on controller, but the moment How and Reps went down, and it was just a 1v1 with Snipe and Shiv, I'm just like, fuck Shiv. Like, fuck
Shiv's gonna
Snipe's
win.
fucked.
Shiv's
Snipe's
gonna win,
fucked.
yeah.
Shiv is gonna wreck him. And he did.
Cause that's all he
Shiv
does.
wrecked him.
Push
Yeah.
his team, kill his team.
Yeah,
I love
so
his
it's like-
call-outs. This guy's hilarious.
And Snipe is one of the best controller players out there. The fact that he got destroyed by Shiv, like, that goes to show right there, controller is not OP.
Yeah.
Aim assist is not.
I mean,
that
it just goes
broken.
to show that at the end of the day, it's really just the time you're putting in and your skill.
Yeah.
Because aim assist, if you think aim assist is such a problem, right? Then approach fights differently, especially if you know there's controller players in the lobby.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking competitive scene. You see TSM. Let's say TSM was a team of controller players, right? You see TSM. Hey, let's take this fight from a distance.
It's funny that you say that.
Let's.
If I'm not mistaken, the team Roller Theory is all controller players. And
are they even in the top
They're
5?
in the bottom.
Yeah, it's just at the end of the day, it's people making.
But then
those
again, you could
complaints at
argue
the moment.
lack of comp experience.
Yeah, that too, because it's like if you have the experience at say NRG or TSM
Yeah,
or any of the
like,
other big teams.
All
have.
these teams fucking dominating right now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but it's just, I don't know.
But let's get back to the update, season 11. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we're talking ALGS.
Oh, real quick though, actually there was a video no Cocoa Puffs did, and he was actually in his stream, and he was there like, "Hey guys, you want to get good at Apex? Do you want to become a pro? Then all you need is one of these."
I saw that. That had me
It
crying.
was
As
funny,
much as I'm a controller, like
but
I'm
I
a controller
really
player, that
hope
shit had me
that was a
laughing.
joke.
It probably wasn't. I mean, you gotta understand a lot of these guys. They are playing this game to pay their bills. And so I feel like it's a different level of frustration because like their career literally depends
Yeah.
on them getting W's, on them. You start losing, you start getting kicked off teams, you start losing sponsors,
Yeah.
you start, so them doing well is is their career.
Yeah. But it's just the thing is like they're all trying to like I remember recently this has been coming up, which is mind blowing.
Yeah.
People claiming that when you use controller you don't have recoil.
What the fuck? Who said that? Who said that?
I'm seeing it
You
everywhere.
gotta watch me play. There's plenty of damn recoil. I miss
And
everything.
then and they're like recoil's easier to control on console because of aim assist. Like also you've obviously never heard of jitter aiming.
Like, what?
You what like yeah, you're watching top level people have no recoil. Do you know why those top level people don't have recoil when they use a controller?
No,
Because they
they've been
play
playing
tens
for like
of
yeah.
thousands of hours
They
in this
literally
game
know the
controlling
recoil of the guns.
recoil.
Yeah. There's legit. I was watching a video and this guy was like, what's funny is I don't do it, but I'm gonna assume there are people that do. Where he was legit like, you go on the firing range, you do this with the shooting, and legit just stand here during the firing range for X amount of time a day and just practice controlling the recoils. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I may not do that, but I can guarantee there are people that are trying
Yeah.
to get good like that, and they're doing that for a half hour a day or even an hour a day, where they're just
Yeah.
practicing on the recoil.
Yeah.
Okay. Next day, I'm spending this whole day practicing on rotations.
Yeah.
And all that time of them cycling, they're practicing, they get good. Like,
All right.
but let's go to this new map.
This new
This
map,
map,
Storm Point.
Storm Point. No
30
more
30% bigger?
balloons.
One balloon.
One balloon, one big balloon.
30% bigger?
15%
15% bigger than World's Edge.
15% more playable space.
Okay, so it's virtually the same size as World's Edge, but less mountains.
That's what I'm assuming. But that's all I know, because I took that wording real literal, because like
Yeah.
playable space. It's
Yeah.
vastly different
Which
from saying it's a
then
big
is
map.
bigger. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that just means they added more POIs, places you can land
Exactly.
at the beginning. Which when I was counting, I believe there was like 17,
Nice.
18 POIs.
Yeah, 20 teams.
And then a few
not
no
bad.
names that were actually pretty good spots to land on.
Yeah.
So it's like, unlike World's Edge, where you sometimes have
You
people
have
landing
to,
in the same
yeah.
spot, now you can actually have every team land everywhere, anywhere. Like you can have a team in each different place, and they only have to fight during rotations.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of reducing that early game fighting. My thing is, I'm a little curious if what I have to look this up to really know. Are they ever gonna change comp map? Is it always gonna be World's Edge? Or
Well,
are we
didn't
going
didn't you just tell me it was Stormfront? You texted me
No,
earlier,
that's
no?
ranked.
Oh, comp.
Talking about
Right.
competitive. I can see
I
them
honestly-
not doing it for this
I don't
season
think they
because they already
should.
started it.
I don't think they should. I feel like that map, but especially when we play, and I'm obviously I'm saying this from a ranked experience, but I feel like whenever we've played ranked on different maps, I've always favored
Me too.
World's
But
Edge.
Stormpoint is now out.
Yeah, Stormpoint's interesting though. It's interesting because okay, so we don't have balloons, we have those
Cannons
the
in very
cannons,
few
right?
places.
So now, big difference between the two. On a balloon, you can control yourself when you're jumping. You
Mhm.
cannot control where you're going with this. I'm watching
can tap strafe.
videos. People, yeah, you can tap strafe. But,
No, I'm saying like literally at the beginning of it, you can tap strafe and change your direction. Another
okay.
thing
Control
mouse and keyboard players can do that controller players would never be able to do.
Funny is, with that being said, that legit gives mouse and keyboard the upper hand on this map.
Yep.
Because when you're on controller and you can't tap strafe, Your life is dependent on that cannon. You
Yep.
cannot change your direction. I've watched people with Pathfinder. The hook is not quick enough to grab. Like it launches you so quickly, and it does you legit unless you're able to tap strafe or unless you're Horizon, who doesn't have a stun at the end of the land. That shit is a true gamble
No,
because, like, I'm sorry, like I was saying, the balloon you can move, you can adjust
yeah.
yourself. You land where you land on that shit. That's it.
I don't know if you saw me do it. I don't know if you can do this with all of them. But there is a way with one of the cannons you can land and it keeps your momentum. I don't know if you saw it. I had at one part of the map I had landed, and I landed so perfectly on an angle, my momentum kept going, and I went forward, bounced off a wall, and landed next to the other cannon to keep going. I don't think you
Wow.
noticed, and I wasn't playing Horizon. I was playing Ash.
Yeah, when I was playing Horizon and I was on those things,
Horizon's all nice.
she's
It's a counter to
and,
Ash.
oh yeah, because speaking of her ability, she can't stop you
Mm-hmm.
from it stops
Going up.
octane, pad, and all that, but it doesn't stop her.
Horizon.
And what's funny is I can see her being a big character on this map because of that, because the cannon, the anti gravity, you don't get that stun.
Yeah.
She can get out of Ash
Yeah.
ability.
Oh, one thing I noticed, which
Mhm.
I don't know if you got into a situation to notice this. So it was one time I was hiding behind a tree, and I saw her ability out, and their ability was at the other side of the tree. It landed on it, and I was curious to see how would the interactions were with the ability. So I kind of went close to the tree. I feel like this should go without saying, but at the same time, you never know. Devs might wanted this to happen. It doesn't go through the tree.
You know what's funny? But it goes through Gibby Bubble.
Yes, doesn't go through the tree. But when I went close enough, the game indicated to me that I was getting close to it. It showed an exclamation point.
Yeah, that's happened to me where it's telling me. And at first, I didn't realize whenever I would see it while I was playing, I'm like, what the hell is this indicator?
It tells you when it's close
And it's
to
because somebody missed their Ash
Mhm.
ability and it was like near
you.
me.
Yeah. Which is cool because it's like, it's slow, but if the person's dumb enough to keep on walking,
Yeah.
if it doesn't have to hit something, you can just, it'll go and latch onto them and stop.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It won't just keep going.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about this though. The cannons are cool. It's just it's that at the end of the cannon you're stuck. You know, so we're probably still gonna see a lot of the same people in comp Jibby because that bubble at the end of a cannon, the things that can save you at the end of that stun of a cannon, Bangalore smoke, Gibby bubble,
If this was
um,
thrown in comp, I don't see those cannons being used
at
almost.
all because
I
one
don't.
they make a hell of a lot of noise.
Not only that, the fucking pro aim.
Yeah, you be in that cannon in the
You're
air,
dead.
they're just gonna look at you like,
You're
oh
dead.
look, free KP.
You're dead, bro. You're going in a linear
Oops,
direction.
sorry.
At least in the jump towers, you're able to spin, move around, do
Yeah.
this, do that to try and dodge bullets. Nah, that cannon sends you straight.
Yeah.
If someone with good enough aim, which in the pro level, which is everyone,
Yeah.
you're getting deleted while taking that cannon. Which is, again, understandable why they would keep World's Edge as the comp map. I just feel like World's Edge outdated for the legends we have. I feel like Valk dominates World Edge if you use her right.
Yeah. So she can see everything on the
Mhm.
map. And another what was it? Kind of change is we got a lot more of a Titanfall feel. You know, in Titanfall multiplayer, we would play against players, but then you would also have the
Grunts.
little grunts around the
Yeah.
map. And now they're incorporating more of that. We have
And
our
the
spiders
prowlers and
running around, and the
spiders.
prowlers, and
Which are really cool. Not hard to beat at all.
not hard to
Very easy
beat.
to beat, and they drop really, really good loot.
Yeah, you got some good stuff. Like you get a decent amount of ammo, you get yourself health.
They made it
Like-
worth going after them.
But
Not
what
just dealing with them, but actually going after
What I
them.
like though is that you don't get heavy resources. You won't get a purple shield or a helmet. At least I
you
haven't.
don't,
You'll
but
just
you
get
can get purple
you just get
attachments.
resources.
You can
You
get purple
yeah,
attachments. You can.
yeah.
I got purple light mags. I got
Yeah,
purple
yeah,
scopes.
I had
Purple
a
sights
heavy
from
mag.
them. I think it's literally everything for your weapon
Weapons and heals.
and some shields.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a bat out of it. Only cells.
Yeah, I've never gone about. I've seen a med kit.
You seen a medkit? Okay,
Yeah.
I've only seen syringes. I haven't seen a medkit.
Yeah.
Okay, if you get a medkit, I would
You
think you
assume
can
you
get
got
a
a
bat
bat,
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
if you can get a medkit.
I don't know. I feel like we need more time. We need more time with the map to really judge it.
Yeah,
You know, so
which we'll get some more time today.
yeah. And then we have our new weapon, the car. The
The
car,
car
which could
SMG.
swap between heavy and light. And you were saying
It's weird.
it's a confusing gun. It honestly confuses the shit out of me because I even look at the patch notes and I feel like the patch notes don't even explain much. Like I don't understand. So if you're using light, it does the equivalent to what light would do, like an R99, and then if you're using heavy, it'd be pretty much the Prowler full auto. Like I'm trying to do comparisons, even though obviously
Mm-hmm.
they're different weapons. But like as for like damage being done in a way, because I had did what you did. I went to the firing range. I swapped between light and heavy, shooting a dummy. I did just had just shooting him in the chest, and it felt the same. It felt like time to kill was the same. Like
Okay,
the
so
heavy may have been quicker, I want to say, but it definitely wasn't like a drastic like, oh, I got it. You will have to use the heavy instead of the light. Like honestly, it feels like this is a gun that's gonna be low key must pick, especially end
yeah,
game when there's no ammo. You can just
yeah.
widen switch your weapon. You can legit just click the little button and
I
then
feel
it
like the
switches to
meta.
light or heavy.
I feel like the Evo's still gonna be meta,
Eva will always be meta with
but I
how
feel
it
like if
shoots,
you
bro.
don't want to run the Eva, I think the car triple take
Yeah,
is gonna be really fucking good.
I used that on my first
Yeah,
match, my
I think it's
very
gonna be
first
really
match on
fucking
that
good.
map, and I was just like,
The triple take was I wasn't a big fan of it in the care package. I used it when it was there, but as ground loot, I always thought the triple take was fucking awesome. It
yeah,
was really good,
it's
especially
insane.
now that the G7 is no longer on the ground.
You want to hear a little thing I learned myself yesterday? I didn't know that the damn triple take can collab people.
Yeah.
Yo, I had two guys lined up, and I just shot because I saw one. I didn't even think of a
Did you let it
collateral.
go all the way in?
Yeah, and it went boom, and it
Because when
showed
you
purple
shoot,
damage, and then it showed
when
the
you
blue
shoot,
damage to the guy behind
the
him, and I was like,
bullet
oh shit.
shoots kind of like this, and as you shoot, it gets closer and closer and closer. So what probably
Mm.
happens? You shot, but the three bullets, not all of them hit that front
And it
person.
probably hit the guy in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it happened a few times, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm really like destroying these guys.
yeah.
What is happening?
I think it's more like this. It shoots, and then as it goes in, it gets closer and closer and closer.
Okay.
Yeah, but it never shoots in one bullet.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always three. So the R99 has a time to kill of 1 second. The car has a time to kill 0.97. So the car is slightly faster.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the release of this gun, I was using it and being able to swap between heavy, light, and then how it felt, how it shot. All I thought was, I feel like this is low key gonna replace the R99, and it's because you can swap. If they would have just made it a heavy weapon, I wouldn't even say it would have replaced the Prowler because
Prowler's not automatic.
and honestly, the Prowler with that burst close range is
Yeah,
pretty
5 burst. Hell yeah.
fucking crazy.
What?
So yeah, I think they should have just made it heavy. I don't think they should have incorporated that light. I feel like it's gonna make the R99 people either that or they should have just put the R99 in the care package and then give it
They
some
did that
type
once,
of buff.
and it was not good.
Because think about it, it's the only light weapon in its class. Now you introduce the car, and
Mhm.
then put the R99 in the care package. You still, in a sense, have that R99 like weapon on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and you just fucking buff the hell out of the R99 like you did with every other
Yeah,
gun.
they
Like
decided not to do that at the time.
like
They put it in the care package, and I think they gave it such a minimal buff. I think it was like +1 or +2 damage, and
yeah,
that's
it's
it.
like what's the point of grabbing that or just grab a Kraber?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna grab that. Like you have to make it so, let's say two packages drop, and you see two different weapons that there's no that one. You have that like what do
I
I
mean, it's always
grab?
like that if the other gun's a
Right?
Kraber.
And it's funny because I was funny. I was watching a video and they were talking about like the Kraber and the Kraber not being taken out of the care package and like people apparently I guess there's a space of people that want to, which wouldn't make sense because one, it'll get nerfed, so you won't be one tapping people, right? And two, when you look at the style of the Kraber, it doesn't fit.
Ground loot.
Yeah, it doesn't fit. It's a set weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You can't change
What do
anything.
it do? Give it sniper ammo?
Yeah, you can't change the scope. Like it all remains the same.
Yeah.
Like and the sheer power it can do. Like I don't know. It's meant to be a care package
Yeah.
weapon. Like it's not meant to be.
That's
on
I
the floor.
think the reason why they released the Sentinel is so they didn't have to take the Kraber
Yeah.
out of the care package.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense. It's like the Sentinel's like a baby Kraber.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
could power it up too to make it be
Mm-hmm.
basically a baby Kraber.
Yeah. So
I think I think the Kraber is too strong, even for a care package weapon. There are too many times where a Kraber has almost guaranteed a win.
that's funny though because Caustic has a voice line when a care package drops and he says, um, the items in that care package may um drift the odds more in our favor.
Yeah,
So it's like they outright admit in the game that you can grab the care package, what's in the care package, and it can change everything.
yeah, it can, but at the same time, you have to fight for it sometimes.
Yeah.
It's also a big beacon because the moment that light goes away, everyone
Everyone knows
someone just grabbed that
somebody's
care
grabbing
package.
it. Yeah.
You know how many times I've gotten pushed because they see the gear package taken, they look at my hand, they're like, "He's got a Kraber, we gotta push him."
Yeah. Like we can't stay here.
Yeah, and it's like we play on console, so it's like people barely know scope.
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah.
At least at the rank we play at, people barely know scope. So it's like, I remember my first time playing PC, I got no scope by someone with the Kraber. I was just like,
You're like, what the hell is this? What else changed though? With Elstar, we got
I
all
still can't believe to play with that pro.
yeah, right.
Oh,
We
got
had
wrecked by a pro.
got wrecked by our pro. The barrel stabilizer got it
Nerfed for the L Star.
nerfed for the Elstar, yeah. Which
I don't.
I was using the Elstar
feel
yesterday,
difference.
and it felt the same.
Yeah, I don't feel a difference
I
at all
didn't
with the
feel
L
any
Star.
different, yeah.
I
Didn't
think it's
feel
the same
any
fucking
different.
weapon.
I love the Elstar. It's always I've started to notice how awesome a lot of the energy weapons are. Or at least me like when I think about Elstar triple take Vault. It's awesome. Vault
Bro,
just
tell
needs
me how yesterday I somehow, I don't know if this is supposed to be, but someone used the car SMG and I was using a turbocharged devotion. We both started shooting at each other. I didn't miss my shots and he killed me.
I've never fucked with the devotion.
But that's
Ever.
the thing. When
Even
you look
with
at
the
the
turbocharger.
if you look at the devotion's time to kill, that shit's like 0.95 or some shit like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just
I was confused. I was just like,
they need to do something with that weapon. Like
but
whether
that's the thing. Do you know the devotion is one of the best weapons in the game?
bro,
the
I feel like I
turbocharger?
never see anybody use it.
Because it's hard to use. But that shit's with the turbocharger is one of the best weapons in the game. That time to kill is so short with the turbocharger.
Yeah, I've never really used it because usually I've got just pick up an All-Star.
One gun I feel like they
Like-
gotta fix is the Havoc. They gotta do something with that gun.
Yeah, because their little energy weapons are all too similar.
Not that. I feel like it's an AR, yet it's subpar compared to all the other ARs.
Yeah, what they have to do is come out with which they haven't done an energy pistol,
That'd be interesting.
something, right?
Energy pistol.
But there's something I want to mention that I mentioned yesterday for us to talk about.
Oh, Krypto.
Krypto. So yesterday we were sitting down and I had a little idea. It was like I had thought about Krypto and his character, the whole idea of hacking a specific voice line of him saying, "Follow me and I'll keep you under the radar," right? And he's a recon character, and it had me think, what if they just made him anti-recon, right? Let's say his personal ability, right? His little drone. What if it follows him? So it's destroyable, right? You can destroy it. What if his ability gives him the ability to not be scanned or anything for other recon characters, right? His team still can because it's his ability, right? I'm not a fan of abilities helping out teammates, unless you're Lifeline because
I
Lifeline's the
agree.
only
I feel
useless
like
person. But
everything should be communicated.
yeah, so that'll be solely for him. And now if you truly don't want to make him too OP, because my initial thought was his ultimate helping him keep his entire team under the radar. Not sure how I feel about that, because I feel like if you were to do that, it would almost make him a must pick in competitive play.
Mm-hmm.
But you can even still let it be the EMP, but instead of controlling it, it's like Ash. You aim and you tell your drone to go in that direction, and EMP there.
Okay, so I agree. I feel like with the alt part, I feel like the alt should stay how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do it, you kind of point that where you want it to go,
Right, and he just
and then he sends his alt out in that area.
could
Also,
still get destroyed and all that stuff.
way I could see the way you're talking about working is when you use his drone, you can go in it and drive it, and when you stop using it and don't call it back, it automatically comes back to you and hovers around you. Now, when you're not in it, that's what it does. It doesn't scan people. It doesn't tell you where their people are. There are people near you. It keeps you under the radar, but it only doesn't tell you your exact location. So let's say you get seer queued, bloodhound scanned, or like any type of scan. It'll tell you enemy in your area, but won't show you where the enemy is. You just know there's an enemy in your area because he's blocking that for himself. Obviously, you can recall it because if the person sees your drone flying, it kind of counteractive thing. You can see his drone.
Yeah, so you can destroy it still.
Yeah, and it doesn't block him anymore. But at the same time, that gives up his position, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
And the only way I could see that working though is if you make it where the drone doesn't make noise anymore, unless he's controlling it.
Yeah, unless it's moving, then it'll.
Yeah, but if it's hovering around him, you won't hear the.
Oh. Yeah, that shit is loud.
Yeah, because you hear that, and you hear that shit from a mile away. You know when Krypto's drone's coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that would be a way to kind of work.
And it just fits the character.
It does fit
right?
the character.
Like he's all hacker. He's all this and that.
He used to be able to hack people's respawn beacons.
You see what I mean? Like he's a hacker. Like he should be able to do something
like stop them from using it.
That's a little much, but but like that. But that's the idea.
I don't mean like how you can do it now. Like take it from them, send your drone out, and revive your teammate. No, he needs to be legit hack that shit and stop it from being used. I think or some shit like that.
I don't know. He needs some type of change, which I don't think we're gonna see until next season.
They made it seem like they're gonna slightly change him this season.
But you know how every season we get that mid-season like kind of takeover.
Well, yeah, this season's gonna. They already confirmed. Watson. Yeah, they confirmed it was gonna be Watson. And one of the things they posted, they said, "Forget Ash. This is Watson's season."
Yeah, because they're like, we're just giving you the legend, bro, and then letting you guys experiment with her, and then we'll worry about fixing her later on. Like, same thing. Honestly, you say because you said it that she was broken, and I was like, I thought to myself, she is, but they're gonna do exactly what they did with Seer. They release them at their highest potential and then work their way down. Yeah. So it's like, we'll get something. We'll get something that'll balance her and make Wraith more viable. But hopefully we see some sort of Krypto change.
And we got Watson changes.
Yeah, and then we got some Watson changes. Speaking of Watson, she drops her the little things.
Her pylons.
Yeah, you go. Couldn't get their name. Much quicker. I was watching.
Much quicker and farther.
And the only issue is that I never play Watson. So when I went to the firing range, I was using her, and I was like, I don't really see a difference.
So her stun duration was increased to 100%.
So it stops you
for longer.
One thing I did notice was her ult change. So instead of time, it's the amount of shields.
Yeah, and it never goes away. Yeah, but it's kind of broken with caustic ult. For some reason, it's not eating caustic ults. And it used to.
Yeah, because it's a throwable.
Yeah.
And at that, it's more grenade than anything. So it should be be taking out caustic ult before it takes out
because it fucking takes out my trap when I throw that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like.
I remember when I first saw that shit, it blew my mind. I saw the Watson there, and I was like, bet, I'm gonna stop them. I threw my shit, and it said zip. I was like,
and is it meant to take out friendly grenades as well?
Yes.
Yo, because that blew my mind. I was luckily I was doing it in the firing range, and me and Beth were just experimenting.
Oh yeah, I learned that the hard way. I threw down my ult, went to toss a grenade at them, said zzz. I'm like, okay, never doing that again.
Yeah, well, there goes that. Oh man, but yeah, some good changes. I can't think of any other. There were definitely more changes, but not
much. Triple take out of the care package.
Yeah, not like oh my god changes. We got a new hop up.
I was very disappointed to see that they didn't even do small changes to other legends. It was literally just Watson. Yeah, they didn't do any other type. I think the only thing they did was they add sound to Octane's jump pad.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
They're trying to super nerf him this season.
I feel like now looking at what they did with Ash and. And what they did with Rev, taking away the sound, but adding sound now, it's a bit late.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, Rev already, when he ults up, you know it's coming.
Yeah.
It's just, you literally, you be in the middle. Fights literally stop because of Rev ults.
Yeah, because you're like, crap. Everyone, it's like a subconscious like
Let's, bro.
everyone go for the Rev
Yo,
team.
legit. Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's like you'll be in the middle of fighting, you hear the rebel, you and the enemy, you look at each other, and then back up. Like, no, we got to deal with this.
Yeah, because that Rev all could dead ass take out one team
Both
and then
teams, yeah.
pull up
Take out
and
another.
then take out the other team. So it's
Yeah.
like,
So now that you're adding sound to Octane Pad, it nerfs that even more.
yeah,
And then Ash being a better Octane it's gonna reduce his pick rate even more, especially in high ranking elos. Like,
I mean, I feel like for the moment we're gonna see all of the damage characters, right? That's what they are with the 3 bullet lines.
Yeah.
We're gonna see all the damage characters drop in pick rate, just because Ash is out.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's gonna want to play Ash. Think about the people that have no one to play with. It's like they're gonna be playing matches, and then they're
Yeah.
gonna have to be fighting with these randoms to pick the character. So it's
Yeah.
like that's all we're gonna
and then on
get.
top of that, Rev is already at the bottom of pick rate. One of the worst, like lowest pick rated characters.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's like now you're nerfing Octane, that low key nerfs Rev too.
Yeah. Let's see. They might change some.
Unless,
things
you
up.
know, the new meta becomes Rev Ash.
Rev, Ash,
Think
Pathfinder,
because-
all robots.
No, but like, oh yeah, that's true. But think about it this way: you Rev ult, Ash ult, and go in there. You have no way to come back because it's not a Wraith ult, but you do have a way to come back.
Pathfinder.
No, Rev ult sends
Oh,
you back.
yeah. We should try that in the range and see if the game crashes on us. You know how people
Yo,
try that
I
with Valk?
remember this. When Rev ult and Valk, and then some crazy thing, someone's game would crash. Rev will be stuck in the ground. Some crazy shit just started happening.
Right?
I wonder if it's still like that. I never.
I'm
thought
pretty
of
sure
that.
it's still like that.
Never thought of
it
that.
makes sense for the game not to. Like, that's
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
You can literally go across the
Well,
map.
I mean,
like,
Valkyrie is still kind of broken in some ways. I've seen people get fucked trying to use Valkyrie on some stupid shit. One time, they used it and Hal once got stuck in
yeah, I
the
saw
ground.
that in the floor. He was just
He
like,
died, and he died because he fell off the map and he
Yeah.
died. And he was there like, what the fuck? Granted, I think that was when Valkyrie had first came
Yeah,
out.
it first came out. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, a new hop up too. That double
yes.
the double. It's
You
for the
reload 2
Mastiff and the
bullets.
3030.
Yeah.
Funny enough, they made for the 3030. It's either or. So it's either the dual or the shatter cap.
Okay, I was wondering. I thought they were doing it for the shatter caps.
No, it's either or, and
Okay.
it's making me wonder what the gold version of the 3030 will be like. Will it have
It's
both
gonna have
hop
the
ups?
dual.
You think so, or
Mhm.
let you choose swap?
I could
The
see
hop
that,
up?
like how it used to.
Because it's a gold
like how it
weapon. It's
used
supposed to be the
with
perfect.
Prowler, when
Yeah.
the Prowler was in the care package. You
Yeah,
were able to switch
remember?
automatic and burst.
So that's what I'm assuming, because the whole point of that is it's supposed to be the perfect.
I was
version
surprised
of
they
that
didn't
weapon.
drop that as a hop up.
What?
The fully auto for the Prowler. I guess they
Right?
needed another. They didn't want it to. They didn't want a hop up for only one gun.
Yeah.
Because if you
And
think about it,
think about it for the Mastiff, and like, okay, we could get us to reload the Mastiff quicker, but what else can we use this for?
yeah, the
So,
30.
30-30. Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah,
like,
good
really
idea.
think about it. What else are you gonna give that hop up to?
Yeah.
The fucking hemlock, automatic hemlock.
But he has to boost the loader.
So it's like, and at the same time, we
Yeah.
have the flatline.
And it's like in the
And it's gonna be
flatline's
two.
good. You
You're
don't
gonna
need
have two heavy weapons using the same hop up.
Yeah, that's true. Although
Well, they already that the boost loader does that. I just remembered.
that shit is definitely great for the Mastiff, though. Like,
Yeah,
especially
double
if
reloading.
you can't find yourself an Evo or a PK and you're toward the end game, that shit is clutch. That double, that literally, it's only 3 instead of doing it 6 times. Reloading. Like, just think about the time you're saving on reload.
I just
At the end of the day, the Eva's a
like,
better
yeah,
gun.
that sounds
But
great and all in lower elos with people that aren't gonna hit their shots.
No, yes,
But
yeah.
in higher elos, people are gonna be hitting their shots, so you're not gonna care too much about reloading your shotgun.
excuse me, pardon my English.
Because think about it, you're gonna go into that fight at high elos, and whoever hits the 3 shots wins.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Whoever hits the 3 shots wins. There's a very, very low chance people at that high elo, both of them are gonna miss all their shots. It's very, very low.
Right? I would love that. Would be the perfect.
I've seen
clip.
it done, but
It's both
again,
of them
rare.
crowd spamming and missing everything. That'd be the
It's pretty
perfect
funny.
clip. But yeah, steering off Apex and gaming and going toward something a little new, a new universe, I guess you can say. Not new, but new on
necessarily.
screen.
Yeah, new, not necessarily. They had an old movie.
Oh, did they really? Okay. But Dune, we finally saw Dune
Deal
yesterday.
and
It
done.
took us a while. We're not of TV during the day type people, so
Yeah,
it
I'm
was
not.
it was
I'm
hard to
not a.
find a time
I'm not a
to
big movie person.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Sitting down during the day and just watching TV
I'd
just
rather
doesn't.
like I prefer the experience over
Yeah,
watching
like
the
at the
movie, so I'd
theater.
prefer to go to the theaters and stuff like
Yeah,
that. That's honestly the only reason I used to watch movies was because I used
the
to go to
theater.
the
Yeah,
theater and
like it's
watch them.
fun. You're watching it on a
Yeah,
big ass
the
screen
amount of
and surround
movies I've been told to
sound.
watch, but because I have to watch them at home, I'm just like I'd rather be doing something else than sitting there
Yeah,
watching that movie. And
from
if I am gonna put
savings.
that movie on, I'm gonna put it on while I'm doing something, and I'm not gonna pay attention to it.
Yeah, or while you're laying down in bed and next thing you
Yeah,
know you fall asleep.
like or I'm on my phone.
Yeah, but this mixed feelings because
It felt like we watched the 1/3 of the movie at the beginning.
I agree. I agree. This felt like we're watching an
A pilot
The Snyder
episode.
Cut special.
Yeah.
And it's like a 10-hour movie,
Yeah.
and we just watched the first part.
No.
But the thing with me is, I was sitting there. I was this morning sitting down thinking, and I'm like thinking about the main character and Paul and everything he was going through, and we were watching him go from you know this kid that's part of royalty who doesn't necessarily want it, doesn't want the leadership, and is a very open, humbled, kind person. Not a fan of violence, even though he's trained in violence, not and all that
Yeah.
stuff, right? And he's going through these things where he doesn't want the leadership. His family is being set up, and his family is killed, and all this shit. And there's no time in between all that was happening to really show how it was all affecting him and how the main character was growing from these experiences, right? We just see him, he just grows, right? So it's like he has all these experiences, and in the end he's just like, I know what I have to do, I know where I should go. But it's like, how did you I didn't see what happened that got your mentality to that moment. I didn't see you process. You were almost killed, you lost your family, had all these experiences, and we didn't get to see you
Yeah.
cope with any
It
of
seemed
it.
like a lot happened off screen. A lot
Yeah, a
happened
lot
off
of it.
screen.
What was They said it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks, so they were
It
supposed
seemed
to
like it
get
was
to
a
that planet,
long ass
and then
time.
next thing you
Yeah.
know, they're on the planet, and you're
They're on
like,
the planet
I think
setting
you,
up and everything, and I'm like,
yeah,
wait, how much time has passed?
yeah, you were like, how much time has passed? And I'm like, bro, I guess it's been a month because they just
Yeah.
mentioned how they had to wait.
One thing I will say is a lot of the plot holes we found, which I don't remember exactly what I would have to watch it again to really tell you the
Yeah,
exact plot
which we
holes we
only
found.
watched this once, by the way, last night.
Yeah, can easily be fixed in the other movies.
Yeah, I
Can easily
agree.
be
They
fixed in
can
the other
definitely
movies. This
include
is
all
just the
that
first movie,
development.
and at the end of the movie, when I finally got my mindset, like, okay, this is the beginning of this story. I was the way people were comparing this movie. I heard a lot of people compare it to Lord of the Rings. And Lord of
This
the
is not
Rings,
Lord of the
every
Rings.
movie, granted, there was a trilogy that was connected, but you can still take each individual movie and make it its own.
Yeah, and they were
This
still
movie,
its own
you
movie,
could not have done that.
respectfully.
This is literally the beginning. In order for it to continue and for it to make sense and to cover those the plot holes, which again aren't, you can't really consider plot holes until the story's finished.
Yeah. It's just the development of the characters is really bothering me. Like Jason Momoa's character, his death
Yes,
wasn't
sir.
even.
Podcasting live.
Huh?
Brandon's there.
Yeah, we totally didn't realize we are doing this on Twitch.
Yeah, and we just like, fuck it, we'll continue.
But Jason Momoa's character gave you no time to like feel for his death, like, it's like he was close to the main character. He's
Yeah.
close to Paul, and so you couldn't feel, in a sense, what Paul felt when he watched his best friend die.
Yeah.
And like,
I
I
felt
don't, I don't
a lot of the
anticlimactic,
off-screen
a lot of
stuff
it.
would have been very important because we would have gotten to feel and know the characters a bit more. I feel like we didn't spend enough time with the characters
Yeah,
outside of the action.
yeah. Outside of what was happening.
Yeah, it's like everything was happening so fast. We so far haven't had time to feel for these characters. Even the Fremen.
And the
These people
Fremen
are
seem
supposed to
like
be
they're awesome.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
supposed to be fighting for their lives on this dangerous ass planet. Yeah, it's just like okay,
And the
and
the sabotage was done. It's like it didn't
very
even
carelessly.
it didn't even lead to it. It was like, hey, we're just gonna flat out take them to the planet and tell you
Yeah.
that they're being set up.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no real, like they were outright telling us the sleazy things that were being done
Mm-hmm.
to get the like just telling us what's gonna happen. Hey,
Yeah.
guess what? Those people left and they took everything with them. Like outright
And
telling
then
us, not
hey,
showing
and
us.
then it
Like
shows the meeting between the
yeah,
Harksanine.
I don't remember
Yeah, the
honestly.
Harkin. I'm just gonna call it Harkin for now. From the Harkin people. And the witch lady. Yeah, I definitely have to rewatch this to learn the names.
Yeah,
And
a
the
lot of
witch
names.
lady, they straight up told us that the emperor didn't care, instead of showing us the
That the
emperor
emperor
didn't
didn't
care by
care.
the emperor not showing up, or maybe
Hmm.
even put up the communications, but make it they can't contact their own planet, but they found a way to contact the emperor, and they just hang up
Yeah, like how was there a way he was like that? They jammed the communications.
using that planet or something.
When did
No,
they
no, like
even?
they accused they say that was the planet, but it was
Yeah,
the doctor the
like
whole
that was
time.
their way of saying like I don't
But it
know.
was the
I don't know.
doctor the whole time.
I don't know. If for a movie who that had such a the cast,
Yeah,
man, the cast was what got me excited because I
yeah,
was like,
yeah. It's
it's not
really
just
great
famous
acting
faces
and
because you can
actresses. Yeah,
throw a bunch of famous faces
and it's a
and it
horrible movie.
yeah, but these are famous faces that know what the hell they're doing. Like these are all really good actors and
Hmm.
actresses, and we're like, I was hype, and then,
I miss
no,
Jason Momoa in this role. His
yeah, that
savagery
savage
role,
fucking
warrior. I
Dothraki
feel like
missed
it
that
fits him
shit.
so well.
Uh huh. And like I don't know, they need to have more time with the characters. They need to show us what they're going through, what they're thinking about, the struggles they're going through inside. Because no one's growing. No,
Yeah.
it's just like you said, things happening. What even happened to Josh Brolin's character? Like,
Yeah, they didn't, but he was off screen. They have yet to kill anyone off screen, so he's alive.
yeah, that's
He's
true.
alive. Like
And then like this guy with the long whatever the hell he is, like
he was flying, fucking floating and
as
shit, flying.
minor as this might be, like why is he like that? Like
That they're
you're
definitely
gonna
gonna show.
force me to
Yeah.
have to go to the book,
No,
like
I feel like they're gonna go into it in the movies.
I hope so.
They
But
have
that's the
to.
thing. It's like you said, they literally made it a part one and not its own standalone
Yeah.
movie. Like you can't do that because now what? We're not gonna get the next movie
For how many years?
for how God knows however long. We're gonna have all these questions for God knows however long. And most people, most fans of things,
Are gonna
that
end up.
we don't have answers to
They're
all
gonna go to the
this,
source material.
and not even that, we might just even give up on it.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't like for a good example of a universe that started and we haven't gotten a continuation yet. There's no unanswered questions, and all we want is just more exploration. Avatar. They didn't leave us with anything hanging about their universe. If they gave us information, they gave us explanations or answered whatever questions and left it as it is. Now we
Yeah.
have the universe. We're not sitting here like,
So wait,
what?
real quick, Avatar, blue people,
Blue
Avatar.
people, blue
Okay.
people. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm saying they think like the last
Yeah, yeah,
Airbender.
not the last airbender. Blue people, yeah. I would call it the last airbender. Even
Okay.
if it was
Okay.
Korra, I would call it
Yeah.
the last airbender. But yeah, like they that's what they needed to do. Like and honestly, using Avatar is a good example because this guy has a whole thingy planned, just like the guy like in Dune.
He's already filmed the next two movies. He filmed them together.
Bro, he already filmed them. He's already working on 4 and
Mhm.
5. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's just I was really excited because first of all, the visuals and everything look great.
The movie
There was not a single
looked
moment that I
awesome.
thought the CGI looked
Yeah.
like the CGI in the Black Panther scene when they were fighting in the cave.
Yeah.
Like
Oh god. But yeah, yeah, the visuals were awesome. I don't know. My personal opinion. I'm sorry for going back to this. I still feel like we didn't spend enough time with these characters.
yeah,
Like they're going through all this stuff, and I still feel like I don't know anything about them. Like
yeah,
this
yeah,
kid, yeah, he was
yeah.
royalty for Aristocats.
Like you
Oh,
don't know
now
shit
he's
about him, and he's
this
always had the same expression.
legend, this new legend that just came out of nowhere that was thrown at us. That's gonna be the savior of all.
He's the one. He's Neo.
Like Like, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like
And
we
the fact that people, I'm not gonna lie, the fact that this was compared to being the next Lord of the Rings, I'm like, just watching the first movie alone, like you said, and you made that Lord of the Rings to this comparison, this is not no
yeah.
next
So
Lord
I
of the
was watching a
Rings.
video, or it was a post, and the person mentioned, "Hey, we have to start remembering people.
Right? Yeah, because we.
It's so bad that I don't remember people. I would love to give this guy credit if I remembered who it was that said this, but he was responding to someone who said it was this was going to be the next Lord of the Rings, and he said no, because if you watch the structure of Lord of the Rings, each movie has a beginning, middle, and end in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like I said before, you can take each movie and it can be its individual thing outside of its trilogy because of the structure. It
Mm-hmm.
having, even though it's a trilogy, it has a beginning, middle, and end. This movie
This
doesn't.
shit was literally the beginning.
Yeah, literally the beginning.
Left you off with like you're gonna have another movie.
Which makes me a little nervous for the second movie, because it's the middle where you get all of that character development, where you start to meet the characters and you spend more time with them. Does that mean that middle is gonna have less action?
Yeah. Right.
Because this first one was action packed.
Action, and what's funny is I never thought that that would be a bad thing.
Yeah, but it was too much.
Yeah, because like we said, there was no explaining anything,
We
explanations,
got
like
a little
nothing.
bit of explanation of House Atreides, but I don't feel like it was enough.
Yeah, like this whole like I'm still, and we're talking as people that don't know the books at all. I still don't even know what the hell is happening with this whole emperor and the houses. I'm like, who's ruling?
Right? Because they make it seem like it's a democracy, but there's an emperor.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on here? Like,
Yeah, and he was
and
like
then you
how
got
the main houses or whatever he called them, look to House Atreides,
because
and
it's
the
the most oldest and most
yeah,
powerful.
and the emperor doesn't like that, and it's just like I'm confused. But then you got these people doing this, and they made it seem like the Harkin people and the emperor were at war, but they're not at war. The Harkin people listened to the emperor and left.
I don't know.
Like, I'm
I don't know.
confused.
Dune fans out there, explain. But that's all we got. I was gonna talk a little about Squid Game some more, but I actually wanna like I don't mind talking some more Squid Game next week, so I could actually
Rewatch
organize
it
some
again.
notes. Yeah,
Really
because
look
I've
at
been
what
catching
missed.
some shit. I didn't catch the first time. Like I've been reading online and like seeing what other people are catching. So I'm like, I stopped reading stuff online and I'm like, I want to sit down and rewatch it myself and see what I can catch.
Yeah, just a bunch of
So
foreshadowing throughout the entire
yeah,
show, stuff like that.
yeah, but see what happens. Let us know what you guys think
Yes.
of everything. Dune, Apex. If you're on YouTube, please comment down below. Let us know what you think. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, hit us up on Twitter, on Instagram. We are there. And we'll see you all in the next one.
Yeah, that is true. Most of her scenes of Zendaya's scenes was just her looking at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely true. She didn't do anything till the end of it. Like literally, like she was there. I wouldn't mind this doing live like this.
Yeah.
We can have people
I actually do like this, even
being a
though.
part of the conversation. Because
Sorry.
look at
If you're
that.
still,
He just
whoever's
he
listening,
brought
it's probably
something
like.
up that we completely forgot. That I don't understand why they. Well, then I kind of understand because, like we said, it's the beginning. We technically didn't meet the Fremen to the end of the movie.
Yeah. When they were spoken about.
One thing next time we do this, you have to remind me to put in the title spoilers in big words.
Yeah, I know, because we were just yapping our mouths.
Yeah,
If
I
Brendan
just
never
realized
seen this
that.
before, he would have been like, damn, thanks, guys.
But like, imagine if it's someone like we didn't put spoilers again, like you said, someone clicks on it, and then I just realized it was a big thing.
But yeah, sorry, I did my outro already. I'm not gonna do it again.
Yeah.
So
He said, "I thought you were playing Minecraft, yeah, because I had
it said
you set up under
Minecraft. Yeah,
Minecraft
yeah.
before." Nah, I switched it though, so it shouldn't say Minecraft anymore.
Goodness. But yeah, well, I think we're gonna be doing this more on Twitch. So
I like
look
this.
out for it.
Like-
We'll add a Twitch, I guess, link in our link tree when I make it later today.
Yes.
But yeah, see you guys next week.
All right. Peace.